A very good morning, students. How are you? I hope all of you are doing fine and taking good care of yourself. This is your English teacher Sonia Verma from Springfields Public School. Students, today we are going to start a new poem of our literary reader, that is Daybreak. So this poem, it has been written by H.W. Longfellow. He was an American poet and an educator. His poetry is known for its lyrical quality, song-like features, and distinct musicality, which you will also be able to see in this poem, which we are going to study now. So this poem, Daybreak, it portrays the beauty of nature. In this poem, the poet has personified the sea wind at dawn, at the beginning of the day, when the first light appears, as you can see in this picture. Before the sun rises, when the first light appears, that time of the day is known as dawn. So in this poem, the poet, he has personified the sea wind, the wind blowing from the sea. He has portrayed the beauty of nature. During the dawn time, the sea wind starts to blow with the message of awakening all the other agents of nature. Before dawn, the atmosphere remains hazy, full of mist, making the air heavy and still. But as soon as the daybreak is there, the wind from the sea starts to blow. So let us start the poem. How do we know that it is dawn every morning? What signals the time of day when light first appears? A wind came up out of the sea and said, "O miss, make room for me." So at daybreak, a wind, it rises from the sea. It gracefully takes up the duty of messenger of the dawn time. The wind from the new morning arrives from the sea, and as it goes further, it passes a message that day is coming and orders the mist. Mist, as you can see here, children, a cloud made of very small drops of water in the air just above the ground, which makes it difficult to see. So in the sea, the mist is there, which is in the way of the wind, and the wind, it orders the mist to make way for it, as it is in a hurry and wants to awake everyone. It hailed the ships and cried, "Sail on, ye mariners, the night is gone." So after the mist is cleared, the wind sees the ships anchored. So it tells the sailors to set the ships free from the anchor, as the sun has risen and the darkness is gone, and hurried landward far away, crying, "Awake, it is the day." So it blows over the land and calls all to arise and awake. The poet uses the word awake and tells everyone to go further and fulfill our dreams and not to be fearful in life. Life is a giver, so we can live with full zest. So the wind, it is telling everyone to awake, as it is a day. We should do everything today. It said unto the forest, so the wind is coming here from the sea. It said unto the forest, "Shout, hang all your leafy banners out." So here the wind blows over distant lands and calls the forest to unfold its leaves, twigs and branches fully and freely, and make noise, make a rustling noise. One should not be in a worried mood and should enjoy the day with full zeal. It touched the wood bird's folded wing and said, "O bird, awake and sing." So it tenderly touches the folded wings of the bird of the forest and tells it to wake up and start singing, as its song will announce the beginning of the day. And over the farms, O Chanticleer, your clarion blow, the day is near. So now the wind moves over to the farms and tells the domestic cocks to begin the day. Chanticleer children are the domestic cocks. Here you can see the leafy banners of the forest, and the Chanticleer is the domestic cock. So it tells the domestic cocks to begin the day and announce the daybreak. It whispered to the fields of corn, bow down and hail the coming morn. So the wind, it visits the fields of corn. Here you can see the fields of corn and whispers to them to bow down and salute the coming morning. The light of the sun is a source of life to plants and fields. They are looked after and nourished by the sun. They should be grateful to the sun. The wind tells them to bow down their heads and express their gratitude to the morning. Now let us move on to the next page. It shouted through the belfry tower, awake, O bell, proclaim the hour. So the belfry tower is a church tower in which the bells they ring. Here you can see in this picture the church tower in which the bells are hanged and they are ringing. So it makes the church bell ring and thus makes it announce the arrival of the early morning. It crossed the churchyard with a sigh and said, "Not yet, in quiet lie." So churchyard, you can see here, students. The wind arrives at the graveyard of the church. It sighs sadly for the dead and softly tells them to sleep on because it is not yet the judgment day. Time has not come for them to be awakened. So that is all for the poem, children. I am sending you the explanation of the poem and also the question answers you will be noting down in your LR notebook. Along with that, I am also sending you an assignment of words often confused. Words often confused are there in your language book. You will be doing from 1 to 24 of words often confused which are there in your syllabus, and the assignment which I have sent you, you will be doing in your language notebook. Answer key will be sent in the evening. So words often confused are those words which are spelled and pronounced almost in the same manner. So sometimes they are confused. So the meanings and sentences are given to you here and you will be able to understand them properly when you read them. That is all for today, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.